Introduction to Java. We will see how Java can be helpful in your placements perspective and certification perspective. So what kind of questions you may be expecting in placements and certification level questions we will be discussing in this series of sessions. Okay, so let's get started with introduction to Java. So as you all know, like Java is one of the most popular programming language in the world, and it is widely used in the industry for problem solving, application development, and much more. Let me tell you like why it was majorly used in the development. So basically, like why Java is one of the most popular programming language in the world, because it is used not only for development, it is widely used in the problem solving as well. So, like for competitive coding and for interview and for placement, selection of language is very, very important. So let us have little comparison with C language and Java language and other languages. So basically, if you look at the languages, like if you look at the different languages, like you have C programming language, you have Python programming language, and you have Java programming language. So let's have a quick comparison between these languages like C, Python, and Java programming language. So, the language like C is a very good language because the main reason C is one of the very important language for competitive coding and placements perspective still, because C is very fast, it's very close to computer. So you can simply write applications and you can run uh, directly and very fastly because it uses compiler, and you can actually run the program on computer system, right? So when you run this C programming language, but the problem with competitive coding is you need to have to write every program from scratch. Like it doesn't support much libraries, and there are a lot of complex things in C language, which makes this programming language as complex programming language for competitive coding. That's the one reason. Second reason is C programming language can be used for gaming and other kind of application development, but majorly in development area, C is not preferred programming language because of lack of library support. So this is one reason which makes C programming language not fit for competitive coding. When it comes to Python programming language, it has huge library support, no doubt, but as it is an interpreted programming language, it will be slow. So if you use Python programming language for competitive coding, then there will be a definite chance that you will get time limit exceed. And many of the companies may not give you as an option for Python because it has a lot of library support and lot of built-in code has been written. So that's why they may not give this language as a choice for uh, competitive coding. Now, when it comes to Java, Java has both these features. So Java is one of the very wonderful language. It has a lot of library support, which makes the Java as most important language for development. And second, uh, it also used in real-time development, like it can be used for we will be saying going forward, like it can be used in web development, it can be used in mobile application development, it can be used in cloud. So everywhere you can make use of this Java. So Java has a beautiful library support, especially like for competitive coding. It has built-in data structures like collections, which can be used for your competitive coding development, and as well as for application development. Java is still number one programming language in the industry market. So this is the reason I was telling you that Java is most popular programming language in the world, and it's widely used in the industry for problem solving and application development. So the selection of programming language, as I told you, the selection of programming language is important. for keeping both perspective in mind, that problem solving, okay, as well as for application development. Java is perfectly fit in both these areas. So that's why Java is one of the most preferred language for competitive programming, I mean problem solving, as well as in application development. Okay, so for this reason, Java became a number one choice for most of the programmers. So this is the thing. And second thing, I also told you, like we'll also be learning for certification perspective, meaning that we will also be solving the like Java has its own exam. Basically, the earlier Sun Microsystem used to conduct the exam like Sun Certified Java Development, and Oracle now is conducting exams like Oracle Certification Associate and Oracle Certification Professional. So if you would like to go for the certification exams, these sessions will also help you, because we're going to take up the questions from certification level, and we will be discussing during our sessions uh, moving forward. So this way, this will help you for making you placement ready, as well as it will help you to understand Java in depth, uh, so that you can prepare for your academics as well. So keeping this mind, moving forward, let's see the history of Java programming language. So whenever we talk about the history of Java programming language, the person comes in mind is James Gosling, because he's the main person. He called as father of Java programming language. So he's a famous Canadian software developer who has been with Sun Microsystems since 1984, and it is considered as father of Java programming language. So basically, I'll tell you the history, because I believe like knowing a language, you should know the detailed history about any programming language. Because the moment you know the history of a programming language, you will be start owning it. So we will be having a very detailed discussion about it, like why it was started, who started it, what is the reason behind starting this language. All these things we will be talking in detail. But I wanted to talk about like James Gosling and his team. So basically, there's a team of around along with James Gosling, we have a team of members who was working on this project, uh, and he is considered as the main person for developing the language, and that's the reason he is called as father of Java programming language. So in the early 1990s, putting intelligence into home appliance was thought to be the next hot technology. Okay, meaning if you talk about the Internet of Things now, but you can see it was started in 1990s only. Okay, so you can see that at that time people wanted to make things automate. They wanted to make the automate the cameras. They wanted to have the automated security systems. They wanted to have the automatic gadgets like washing machine. They wanted to have automatic televisions. Now you hear this term called smart TVs, smart washing machines, smart microwave ovens, right? You hear these words now, but it was started in early 1990s only. Putting all these intelligence into the home appliance was thought to be the next hot technology. And keeping this in mind, Sun Microsystem, okay, was conceived a project to develop the software for consumer electronic device that could be controlled by a remote. This project, they called it as Stealth Project, but later it was named as Green Project. Later it was named as Green Project. So you may get these questions in interviews as well as in your academics, like what was the project this Sun Microsystem was started. So the project was called as Stealth Project, and later it was named as Green Project, a very popular project. What was this project is all about? The project is all about developing the software for this intelligence home appliance. So anticipating a strong market for things, Sun Microsystem in 1990s funded a research project which was named as Green, as I told you. Was goal was to develop software for intelligence home appliance. So James Gosling and his team, what they did is, because to develop an intelligence home appliance, intelligence come from the embedded processor, right? Chips and the software that runs on the processor chip. So appliance processor chips changes very often because engineers continuously find ways to make them smaller, less expensive and more powerful. So this slide tells you that basically they change very oftenly, and to make it compatible we need a language so that it can support. So to handle this frequent turnover of a new chips, an appliance software must be extremely portable. Okay, so originally what CERN was decided, and along with James Gosling and his team, they decided to use C++ for its home appliance software, because that time C++ was most popular programming language and it is an object oriented programming language. So they decided to use C++ for developing this application software. But they soon realized that C++ was less than idle because it wasn't portable enough, okay, and relied too heavily on hard to maintain things like pointers and all. So we will see moving forward what is the problem with C++ and why they dropped this language and why they started working on a new language before they actually start working on their development. So one of the main reason, like it has a lot of concepts which are not good, very hard to maintain, things like pointers and uh, overloading of operators, a lot of concepts which are complicated. So instead of fixing up those bugs and making it more convenient, this Java they decided to develop a new programming language. So rather than writing the C++ software and fight C++ inherent deficiencies, Sun decided to develop a whole new programming language to handle its home appliance software needs. Okay, so for that they developed a language. But I wanted to ask you a question here that if you are aware of, you can answer this question. So frequently, to make a session interactive, I'll be having questions which has been asked in companies, or it has been asked in some certification exam. So I'll mention as a title, like what was this question, and who, in which company it has been asked, and in what certification exam it has been asked. But as it is a first session, let's make it very simple, just to make this session interactive. And I would like to have a question with everyone, like what was the Java original name before Java was called as Java? What was its original name, and why? I wanted to know with everyone. So options are option A, oak, option B, pine, option C, cedar, option C, with classes. So what is the correct option here? So I'll give a couple of minutes for you to think and answer. What is the original name before it was called Java? So let's see who will answer this question. So good to see that we started getting a lot of responses here, that most of you were opting for option A. And the correct option here is option A. Okay, option A is the correct option. So why option A is correct? And can somebody tell me like what is the reason behind it? Why it was named as oak? And now why we will see anyhow, like why it was named as oak and why they rename it to Java. But from your side, I wanted to see like why it was called as oak. Okay, many people were telling different reasons here. Nice to see that you all are at least interacting and you're telling what was the reason that it was originally called as oak programming. I mean, it was originally called as oak. Good. Let us see the reason why it was called as oak. Okay. First thing, the correct answer we have seen that it was called as oak programming language. So let's see what happens in 1991. So their new programming language was originally called as oak. There are many reasons like why it was called as oak, but the main reason generally we find in a lot of places is even in interviews we have seen in James Gosling. We see that there was a tree outside the project leader, James Gosling window, and he used to see that free for developing this language and think a lot about. So that was he wanted to name it as a oak. This is one reason. No, looks funny, but that's maybe true. But the other main reason why it was why it was named as oak, because for many countries, no, oak was considered as a symbol of strength. Okay, so oak is a tree, and it was considered as a symbol of strength. As they wanted to have language a unique name, so they will name it as a oak as a programming language. But you know what? Uh, the problem was there was already a programming language by name Oak, so they were not able to register by this name. Okay, so they have to rethink that uh, what should be the name of the programming language, because they cannot register this as an Oak programming language. So the green team used to meet at the local coffee shop to come up with another name. Okay, and they suggested a lot of names, like some of the names like Silk. They name because mostly they consume coffee during the development, and the coffee was originally come from an island from Indonesia called Java. And after a lot of discussion, they fixed the name of the programming language as Java because it was very unique, and that's why you see that there is a cup of coffee as a logo of Java programming language, because it was named under a coffee. Okay, I mean Indonesian island called Java, where it was like the coffee they used to consume from the same island. So the team demonstrated the application of their new language to control a list of home appliances using handheld devices. So they started working on the project again, because now they developed a language which is actually portable, which is platform independent, which is secured. So all these features was there in this language, and it was perfectly suitable for developing the home appliance and all. But you know what? After they done with the language, but there was a problem. The problem was the concept of intelligence devices was not catching on. So Project Green and work on the Java language was nearly cancelled, because at that time you can imagine uh, like making these intelligent devices and embedding the software into that intelligence devices was very not working out actually. And Green Project was nearly about to cancel because they have funded a lot of amount on this, and they wanted to close this project. But on the other side, in the same time, in 1990s, what happened is, fortunately for Java, the World Wide Web exploded in the popularity, and Sun realized it could capitalize on that actually. So what happened on the other side, where Sun Microsystem was working on this project, this internet was emerging, and the popularity of internet result in Sun refocusing of Java on the computer. So what was the problem they were facing in internet? Because what happens in internet, people gets connected all over the world, right? And they have different platforms and different architectures, and the way the application has to be developed, they can be run on all these platforms basically, right? So, but the problem they face with the earlier languages like C, C++, when they develop applications, they were not able to work on all the computers because they are not platform dependent. So, Sun Microsystem was rethought that Java has this feature, that because it was created for these embedded systems and small gadgets, so it has this feature of portability. So, and it can be run on any platform. So Java has refocused of this programming language on computer systems, especially for developing internet-related applications or World Wide Web related applications. That helped them to start working on this area. So the internet, as we all know, like is an environment where the content, different content comes like text, media, images, sound, and video, like moves from one machine to another machine and all. So people working on different machines under potentially different operating system need the ability to download the content, perhaps even full-scale applications from internet, and run them on their local machine, right? So they wanted to develop in such a way that they can run on any machine basically. Okay. For this, there is a need of programming language which gives security, which could be like platform independent and as well as portable. So these all features was given by Java programming language. These all features were given by Java programming language. That's why, okay, they developed a programming, like they start focusing on this. And originally it was developed by James Gosling and the team at Sun Microsystem and released in 1995. And in 1995, Time magazine called Java as one of the 10 best products of 1995. It was called as one of the 10 best product of 1995. So here you can see the complete team under this great programming language. But as you can see in the history, it was not their intention to develop a programming language. So they wanted to work on intelligence home appliance. But for that, they need a language. So they came up with a language. Okay, and initially it was called as Oak, but they faced some problem with the language name and all. So they renamed it to Java, and we seen what is the reason behind renaming it to Java. And finally, Java became one of the most popular and most important language. And now, okay. Now I have a few couple of questions to conclude this concept, because I believe like for any concept to conclude, questioning is a good way so that we can see your understanding, like what did you understood so far. So I have a couple of questions to conclude this topic, and then we will start with the next topic. Which company currently maintain and develop Java? So as in the discussion, I told you, anyhow, we will see that the different version releases and what happens from Java 1 to Java 6 and then Java 7. And also we will be learning, as I told you, like majorly we will be focusing on placements and certification perspective. So we will be learning what has been added in the latest versions of Java as well moving forward. So we will see like what added in Java 8, what added in Java 9, then Java 17, Java 21. So all these latest versions, what are the enhancements happens topic wise we will be discussing. So this content was nicely framed so that you can easily understand the requirement for the industry, and you will be getting placement and industry ready in Java programming language. So you can able to answer any sort of question you get in interviews related to the generally what happens when we learn for academics. Like we will be stick to certain version, like say Java 5 or Java 6 majorly. Even they don't cover concepts from Java 7, Java 8, Java 9. So here that's the opportunity of these additional sessions and online sessions we started with, so that you can learn all these new topics. You can learn enhancement, additional topics, or in continuation. That's what every company will be expecting from you. Like when you say that I learned Java, as per the academic perspective, they may not be appreciating you. But if you can able to differentiate that you not only learn for academics, you know some advanced concepts as well. Let's say two people sitting in for an interview, one guy has studied only for academics perspective and one guy has at least have little extra knowledge. You can imagine like interviewer obviously will be preferring to the guy who has this additional knowledge, because it proves that you are industry ready and you not only learn for academics, you learn for placements as well. So this is what you actually get from these sessions. You will be not only getting for academics, you will also be getting for the placements. Okay. And also, if you are planning for certifications for any Java version like Java 8, Java 9, or any latest Java version, these sessions can help you because we will be picking up those questions, previously asked questions, and we will be discussing. Yeah. So with this note, I wanted to ask you, like, which company currently maintains and develop Java? Let me show you the options as well. A, Sun Microsystems, B, Google, C, Oracle, D, Amazon. So let me wait and see if you have this knowledge, which company currently maintains and develop the Java programming language. Okay. Uh, Nice to see like a lot of people answering the question here, but I am getting mixed answers. Most of you are opting for A, and some of you think Google, and some of you think Oracle. Nobody thinks for Amazon, but at least we're getting answers from A, B, or C. Majorly, people thinks A. Uh, I can understand because like Sun Microsystems started the project and they developed a language. So you may be thinking like they still maintain this programming language. But let me tell you, in 2010, Oracle have acquired this Java programming language. Okay, and from 2010 onwards, Oracle is maintaining the every release. So the correct answer here is option C. Okay, the correct answer here is option C, Oracle, which is currently maintaining and developing the Java. Okay, we have, let's see if we have a few more questions to conclude, and then we will go for our next topic. Okay, anyhow, okay, so let's let's get into the next topic now. The next topic we will be starting is feature of Java language, or also called as Java buzzwords. So it's a big topic. It may take 1 or 2 sessions to discuss complete features of Java for both placements perspective and academic perspective. Because even for academic, this is one of the most important question. That's why I added this popular word called buzzword, because majorly you may get questions either to explain buzzwords of Java or the features of Java programming language. So let's see the most important feature of Java programming language. A lot of things that makes Java a great programming language for business and multimedia applications, like platform independent. It's very simple language, its versatility, and its robustness. All these features make Java as a great programming language. So let us see one by one, getting started with the first feature called platform independent. Okay. So what is mean by platform independent? So let us try to understand this platform independency with an example. Okay. So if you consider, let's say I would like to make you understand what exactly mean by platform independent language, and even it relates with our previous discussion as well. So if I if you see here that, let's say there are different platforms. Okay, let's say we have different platforms here now. Let me just name these platforms. Okay, let's say for example, this is your Apple. I mean the platform, uh, Apple platform. Let's say we have a platform which okay, let's say we have the Motorola platform. Okay, we have Solaris. Okay, and we have Windows. Okay, so as I told you, like basically a platform is a combination of operating system and the architecture. Okay, so if we talk about different operating systems, let's say we have the Windows operating system, right? With different platform. We have Linux operating system. We have Mac operating system. Okay, and let's say we have others. We have others. So let's see what happens when you develop the program on C or C++. Let's say you write a program. Okay, you write a program on C or C++. Okay, you write a program on C or C++, and you give this program to the compiler, right? You give this program to the C compiler or the C++ compiler, the C or C++ compiler. Can somebody tell me what is the job of the C compiler or the C++ compiler? What is the job of C or C++ compiler? Basically, it will translate your program, right? It will translate your code. So C or C++ program will be converted into the executable format, correct? So basically, compiler is a translator which translates your source code into machine code, correct? Correct, Anirudh. So it basically translates your source code to the machine code. So what happens here? The compiler running on Windows, it will convert into Windows executable. Okay, it will convert into Windows executable. So it will create you a exe file, executable file, which is on Windows operating system. Okay, or I mean the particular platform, which can be run on this particular platform. The compiler running on Linux will convert into the instruction set, which is executed by understand by this platform, and the compiler running on Mac will be converting into the exe file, which can be understood by this, and similar way the exe file we get for others as well. So basically, uh, you cannot run a Windows exe file into a Linux, okay, or you cannot run a Linux exe file into a Mac or other operating system. So in market, let's say there are around 57 recognized architectures. So mean you need to have 57 exe files so that you can actually run your application in all the platforms. This is what the problem I was talking about when the internet was emerged. Like the problem was when you developed any application, then you must be making 57 exe files and deployed in the web so that people can download based on their platform and then run accordingly, because the C and C++ are platform dependent. Okay, they are platform dependent. Why they are platform dependent? Because C++ compiler, what they basically do, it will simply compile the language, okay, into the native instruction set. So meaning if the C++ compiler is running on Windows, it will convert into any exe file for Windows. If it is running on Linux, it gets converted into Linux understandable format. If it is working on Mac, it gets converted into Mac, or if it is running on others, it gets converted into others. So this way you can see that a particular exe file is getting generated here now. So the major problem with these languages, okay, the major problem with these languages is if you running on so if when Fortran C or C++ code is compiled and linked on a given system, the result is an executable file that can usually be run only on that system. You cannot compile a program on Microsoft Windows machine and run on executable under Mac operating system. As you can see that when you give this source code to a compiler, compiler will generate you the executable file for that particular platform. Okay, that particular platform. This makes the C and C++ as platform dependent language. This makes the C and C++ as platform dependent language. Now let us see what happens with your Java programming language. Okay, let us see what happens when you write the code in Java programming language. So when you write code in, let's say for example, I'm writing a source code. Let me make the same platforms ready. Okay, so let's say we have platforms again like Windows, we have Linux with Mac with others operating system. Okay, let's say again we have 57 recognized architectures. 57 recognized architectures. Now let's say I developed a source code in Java. So let's say I write hello.java. I write hello.java as a source file. Okay, where it's simply printing hello program. Now, if I give this to a Java compiler, if I give this hello.java to a Java compiler, we basically call it as Java C as a Java compiler. So when I give this to a Java compiler, what Java compiler will do is instead of converting into the exe file for Windows, Linux, or Mac, it will not convert directly into the exe file. It will not directly convert into the executable file. So instead, what it will do is it will create you a bytecode file. It will create you a bytecode file. What is that bytecode file? It is actually a separate intermediate code It is separate and intermediate code. Let's say, for example, if I have hello.java, the Java compiler here will give me hello.class. Hello.class. Okay. What is this hello.class? Hello.class is the bytecode file. It is the bytecode. What is bytecode? Anybody can tell me what is bytecode here? Okay. Some people telling like bytecode is intermediate code. Okay. But what exactly bytecode? That is the first question. Second question is, can I run this bytecode in Windows? Can I run this bytecode in Linux? Can I run this bytecode in Mac or any other operating system or any other platform? Okay. So I'm getting answers like yes, or some of you thinks no, we cannot run. So first answer to the first question, like bytecode is Java's own instruction set. Like I told you, like for every platform, we have their own instruction set. Like Apple may have their own instruction set. Solaris have their own instruction set called RISC instruction set. For every platform, there will be their own language. I mean, so what Java people has did is they created their own language called bytecode. They created this own language called bytecode. Let us try to understand this practically and see this how it works. Anyhow, I'm going to teach you like how to write Java program. I'm not teaching today like how to write a Java program, because to make you understand what exactly mean by a class, what is this public, static, void, main, it needs a complete a couple of sessions, I can say, because we are going to get into the detail, because most of the time in interviews you will be getting questions, very detailed questions on these particular topics. I'm not teaching you right now. That's why I made this structure ready, so don't worry about line 1, 2 and 3. You don't worry about it. Let us try to understand what happens when I actually compile this code and run the code. Okay, let's see. So for getting some output, I will be adding my print statement here. So let me add this print statement. So I'll be printing hello world. Okay, this could be the first program every developer used to write in their lifetime, a hello world program. So don't worry about it. I'm going to teach you this hello world program moving forward. Now let us see what happens when I actually compile this code. What happens? I compile this code. Even I'll be teaching you like how to compile and how to execute. For today, please don't worry. Just see to the concept. Okay. So let's launch our command prompt. And now I'll be compiling my code now. So the instruction we give for compiling my code, as I told you, like we'll be calling this Java compiler. Okay, we'll be calling Java compiler and give this source code to Java compiler. And what is the job of the Java compiler? Java compiler job is to take this source code and convert it into an bytecode file. Okay, let's see whether Java compiler is doing it or not. So when I say take this program by name test.java, in my case, I have given test as a file name. And you can see here that the file name was test.java. And here we have class as test. Okay. Now, when I just press enter, if there is no syntactical error, the Java compiler gives me a bytecode file. Okay, Java compiler gives me a bytecode file. Now let me open that bytecode file and show you how this bytecode file may look like. So if you look at this bytecode file, okay, if you look at this bytecode file, I'm opening this in Notepad. So you can see here that you are not able to understand this, right? You see that it has some instructions, like you see there is a test.java. Even you can see some instructions which you have given, hello world to be printed. Okay, and a lot of things what you actually cannot read because it's Java's own instruction set. So that's what I told you. Whenever you give this source file, okay, we give this source file, the Java compiler converts into the bytecode file. So what is bytecode file? Bytecode file is Java's own instruction set. It is Java's own instruction set. Okay, it is Java's own instruction set. Now the second question was, can I run this bytecode file in any of this platform? Can I run this bytecode file in Windows? Can I run this bytecode file in Linux? Can I run this bytecode file in Mac or any other operating system? Okay, I'm getting answer as yes, I can run, but actually no. I cannot run this bytecode file in Windows. I cannot run bytecode file in Linux. I cannot run bytecode file in Mac or any other operating system. Why I cannot run on any other operating system? Basically, it's a Java zone instructions, right? Earlier we have seen, like, I cannot run one exe file into other platform. So similarly here, I cannot run this bytecode file into anyone actually. So this becomes more problem, right? So then how Java became platform independent? Okay, so what Java people did is they spoke to this the platform providers, okay, and they come up with a solution. Java says that we will provide you a interpreter. Okay, we will provide you an interpreter, and this interpreter will be available in all these 57 platforms. Okay, let's say we have this 57 platforms, and all platforms will be having that interpreter. Okay, so you can imagine that Java people have installed an interpreter here on top of this. Okay, let me show you. Let's say Java people has installed an interpreter on top of every platform, on top of every platform. Can somebody tell me, like, what is the name of this interpreter? What is the name of this interpreter which Java people has installed on every platform? Nice. Okay. It is called as Java Virtual Machine. It is called as Java Virtual Machine. So what is Java Virtual Machine? Java Virtual Machine is an interpreter. And what is the job of the Java Virtual Machine? To take this bytecode, to take this bytecode and convert into native instruction set. Take this bytecode and convert into native instruction set. So the JVM sitting on Windows will take this hello.class file and convert into exe file with Windows understandable format. Okay. JVM sitting on Linux will take this bytecode file and convert into Linux instruction set or native instruction set. The JVM sitting on Mac will take this bytecode file and convert into the native instruction set. And similarly for other platforms as well. So every platform having a JVM, so which is taking this bytecode file and convert into the native instruction set. Convert into the native instruction set. Okay, so that way we can say Java is platform independent language, and sometime we also call it as write once and run anyway. We call it as write once, run anyway. Okay, so you can write the Java code once and you can run this bytecode file in any platform. So this makes the Java as platform independent. And that is the reason I was telling you that when this intelligence home appliance was not working out, and because of these features like platform independence, security, portability, and all, Java became the #1 choice for internet application development. Still, Java is preferred as one of the most important language for internet application development, because since beginning Java was ruling this internet world, and still it's ruling the world of internet. So a lot of applications which has been written in internet related things are in Java basically. The main reason is platform independency. So as I told you, whenever you write this Java file, it will not convert into native instruction set. Okay, it will not convert into native instructions directly. Rather, it converts into the bytecode file. So Java compiler will not convert into the exe file. It converts into a bytecode. And then this bytecode will be given to the Java virtual machine, and Java virtual machine will convert this into native instruction set. So you can imagine Java virtual machine will be sitting on every platform. Okay, and you can actually ask Java virtual machine to convert into native instruction set. That makes Java as a platform independent language. So this is all for today. moving forward, we will see more features in depth, okay, in next session. Now I would like to have this next 10 minutes for doubts clarification. So if you have any doubts, okay, I get a lot of questions during sessions related to the placements or related to the Java as a language, which language we have to learn. Now we can have those questions answered. We can take up those questions and we can discuss like why you have to learn this Java as a first programming language. So can we have first I wanted to see like from this session, if we have any questions, please let me know. I would like to take up the questions before I conclude for today. Okay. And if you all understood the session, uh, just type in your chat window so that I can see. But most importantly, I would like to see if you can have questions, because the best way for learning and making the sessions interactive is by answering the questions. So we will be very happy to take up the questions, and even during the sessions. So even during these sessions, if you get any sort of questions, please you can stop me and you can ask me the question. We would like to take up your question and then we will proceed.